A very warm welcome to the top three qualifiers for the FIA Formula One Hungarian Grand Prix. In third place, Charles Leclerc. In second place, Lewis Hamilton, and taking his first pole of this 2026 season and the 17th of his Formula One career, our pole sitter, Lando Norris. Lando, a superb final lap from you. Just how good was it, and what was the car like to drive?
How was it? It was good enough for pole. Wasn't my finest. Honestly, just difficult to put a lap together here, that's for sure. With the new tarmacs and it being grippy in places and not grippy in others, sometimes it feels like a bit of a lottery in certain corners, but I certainly did a good amount of the lap, my best I've done. Some, I had the confidence to push more, I pushed more, and I kind of got it to unexplored territory from what happens to the balance when I push it that next level. And I kind of lost a bit of time in a couple of places. So if I had a third run, I'd certainly go, I think, quite a chunk better, but I don't have a third run. So, but still very happy nonetheless to be here again. It's been a while. And I felt confident all weekend, so nice to be able to turn it into something.
Now, Lewis was fastest after that first run of Q3. Just how confident were you that you were going to be able to do enough?
I was confident. I knew I could do it, honestly. My first lap was also not the best. I just had a big snap of oversteer in 12, so 13. I messed up 14. I was drifting, basically, so... I knew I could go quite a bit better. I was surprised my last lap was not better, but again, I tried to push it more. So that's why I say like a third attempt, I think I would have understood the best of both worlds. But I knew I sat in the garage, and I knew the pace was certainly there. It has been all weekend, even though these guys have been insanely fast. I knew I've been driving very well, and I've been consistent. And I knew the car had potential. We obviously had the upgrades this weekend, and it doesn't feel that different, but it certainly seems to be going a little bit quicker, and that's always a good thing.
It's your first pole of this year. Does this feel like a bit of a turning point for you?
Let's just wait and see. I mean, it's just a qualifying. It's a long race ahead tomorrow, and it's going to be a difficult one. So. We'll see. I mean, certainly if we just go back to Spa last weekend, like I said then, I thought I had good enough pace to certainly not be on pole, but certainly fight for a podium and potentially a win. Just in terms of pace, I obviously didn't, but the potential was there. Nice to see that that's kind of carried over to this weekend. We bought some of the upgrades, like I said, and that potential is turned into a result, which is always a very nice thing to see for the whole team, and very good for the motivation and the atmosphere within the team. It's rewarding to see kind of work coming in or going in, and rewards being taken out. So very pleased for all of them. But you can't just rely on one good qualifying. So I need a good race tomorrow, and then we have to obviously have a nice summer break, but then try and repeat it several more times. So we've been working hard. We know we've been on the back foot, but we're making progress, and today certainly shows that.
All right, very well done to you. Thank you, Lewis. Let's come to you. So Lando's just been telling us about his session and how confident he was in Q3. Do you feel this is one that got away, or were you nervous about his pace throughout?
I mean, it's not particularly relevant at the end of the day. Lando did the job and did a great lap, and I didn't on the last one, and it is what it is.
But tell us about that last run, because you were quickest after the first run. You said earlier we could see that you were, the first guys out. If you'd been last, McLaren ran much later than you. Do you think that would have made the difference?
I mean, I don't know why we went first, and that was a bit of a shock to me. I definitely wouldn't have chosen to go first. But it is what it is, and I had a clean out lap, and when I started my lap already in turn one, I had a snap, and I was already a tenth and a half down, and it just cascaded from there. So it was the last lap was the worst lap of all, and all the other laps were really good. So we clearly had the car to be on pole today, and I just didn't deliver. So that's, tough to swallow.
Okay, points are delivered tomorrow. How confident are you in the long run pace?
I think the car is just strong all round. I think the team have done a really great job, and a really big thank you to everyone back at the factory for continuing to push and to bring parts each weekend. You know, we're continuously innovating and evolving the car. It's night and day different to the car that we had last year, and I'm grateful to have pushed the car to this point and helped develop the car to this point. That we're fighting at the front for wins, and but it's obviously it's awfully close between the top runners, and you need to be perfect ultimately to get that first place.
Right. Thank you for that, Lewis. Charles, let's come to you. Look, sum up P3 for us. Was there a moment in Q3 on that last lap where it slipped away from you, or was Lando just out of reach?
No, I'll say it slipped away from Q1, to be honest. Getting into the car, the feeling wasn't great. And then there was, just a messy session overall. We had to put, I think, 2 new sets in Q2, and then it was just kind of tricky from the beginning. Turn 1 and turn 12 are a bit the question marks I have going out of quali, and I'll have to analyze the data. I've been off by maybe two tenths between the two throughout the whole qualifying, and I didn't really find a solution to it. So that was a bit of a shame, but that was purely driving. So I'll look into it and try to understand.
Okay. Well, what about tomorrow? What about the long run pace?
The long run pace was actually very, very strong. So that's good. But again, it's difficult to take for granted what we've seen yesterday, because everybody seems to have done a big step forward from yesterday to today. So I expect it to be much tighter tomorrow in the race.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor, please. Name and publication. First one, please.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Lando, you called it a lottery with the tarmac at points of the track. Were there certain parts that were particularly a problem, and did that change from lap to lap? Can you sort of talk through what the issue was there?
I mean, it's just been difficult all weekend in the last sector. I think I just look at any onboard, and the last 2 corners, turn 13 and 14, are just have been very, very difficult just to get right. To kind of, it feels like either you underdrive it or you push it a little bit more, and you're hustling, the rear's letting go, push understeer, snaps. So it was just very difficult to know how much to push or not push and things like that. And also because the track's just pretty broken up in places, and there's a lot of different patches of tarmac in turn 1 and turn 12. I struggled to kind of get a consistent feeling of what was best or what the car was doing every time in these kind of corners. And turn 1 and turn 12, honestly, were our biggest losses to the Ferraris every single lap, in kind of just braking and cornering speed. And we just cannot match them in these kind of very slow speed corners, which we know from Monaco and various other tracks. We know that we struggle in these kind of corners, but the tarmac's certainly trickier than last year. It's normally quite relatively high grip, very smooth. Certainly this year it's quite a bit trickier with the newer tarmac, which is worse than the old tarmac, and makes it quite difficult to get a good balance, basically. So, but it's the same for everyone. It's just a good challenge.
Thank you for that. Next.
Josh Sutter from the race. Lewis, could you talk us through what happened with the incident with Oscar? It looked like you had no time to react. Were you told quite late that he was on a lap into turn 1?
Yeah, I was told literally when he was at the apex behind me. So I had no idea he was coming. I thought everyone was on. Everyone came out behind me. I was the first out, so I thought everyone had finished their lap. And I think Charles was the car that was behind me when I left the pit lane. So. As far as I was aware. So, crazy because it'd been clean and obviously it wasn't intentional.
Thank you. Next one. Next one.
Christian Minat, motorsportmagazine.com. Question for you, Charles. Lewis already told us what happened to his last Q3 attempt. What exactly happened to you? And probably, Lewis, you can also clarify if you changed something between run 1 and run 2.
Honestly, I was just struggling for grip. I got kind of the same snap as I had every lap into turn one, but bigger, lost quite a lot there, and then from that moment onwards, the rear were just not in the right window anymore. But I think, as Lando was saying, I think, for me, turn one and turn 12, where there was a newer tarmac, I was really struggling to get just the right feeling with the car and to anticipate what the car will do. And I did not do a good job in that last lap in Q3. And on top of that, I felt like we were a little bit down in grip. So to see whether we did anything different on the outlap, because sometimes it relies on very small details.
Lewis, any changes between? No. Okay. Next one, please.
Patrick Feher from Vezes.hu. Question to all the three drivers. Last year, a new grandstand was built on the left side of the start-finish straight, and it drops a shade onto the grid on the left side. Do you have any preference? Where do you like to start, from the shadow or from the sun? For example, does there any difference in the visibility or in the grip on the starting grid? Sorry.
No, just the inside's more dirty, so we don't really want to start there. But not that I know of. I don't know. Yeah. I don't run in the shade to try call the tires or anything, so maybe I should.
Lewis, Charles?
No, nothing to it. I think it makes a big difference, obviously, when it's raining and you want it to dry up as quickly as possible. But in those conditions, I think it's kind of irrelevant.
Okay, thanks. Next.
Cyprien Juillard, Auto Hebdo. Question for Lando. Yesterday you say that we need to be patient with McLaren, with a new package that you bring here, but it worked pretty well today. What have you changed from yesterday to today in the car setting, maybe, or is it only the upgrades?
We pretty much changed nothing, honestly, from yesterday to today. Just the wind changed, like Charles said, and the wind direction favors the overall direction of the circuit. It makes Sector 2 a lot better. We were so quick in Sector 2 yesterday, honestly, but it certainly helped us in Sector 3 today, because we certainly lack rear grip comparing to the Ferraris in the very slow speed, or just overall load, I would say, in the very slow speed. And having the wind in a better direction for some of these corners and entry to the last corner limited our losses, let's say. I think we still struggled there comparing to them. Sector 3 was always our worst sector by a huge margin. It was just less so today. So we didn't change the car. It's just we went from really struggling with the balance yesterday with the rear to just saying, let's see what the wind does overnight and see how much it can help us out. And it certainly helped us out quite a big amount. So it shows how sensitive the car is to the wind. And just I think the cars in general are to the wind, but because we suffered with rear, I think more than these cars, today suited us maybe a little bit more, just helped us out a little bit more.
Okay, thanks for that. Next.
Fred Ferrer, l'équipe. Question for Lewis and Charles. Do you think that the main contender for victory between the two Ferrari and the other is Lando and the McLaren, or Kimi and the Mercedes?
No, based on today, Lando seems to be very strong. So I'll say Lando. But if you look over the course of the season, the Mercedes has always been up there. So I do not doubt that they'll be in the fight tomorrow as well.
Okay. Any more, please? Yes.
Silja Runde for Speedweek. My question is for Lewis. Lewis, I think you parked at the little sign with the number 1. Could you just explain, please, what happened there? Did you get the notification that it's P2 too late, or was it just a misparking? Thank you.
Just misparked.
All right. Any more? No more. We will leave it there. Very.
Yeah, hello and welcome back to our channel. We have watched the post-qualifying press conference with Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Actually, it was a very interesting qualifying. very perfect performance from the Lando Norris all day today. He was so much fast compared to the Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc. Lando Norris definitely was faster and with a better car as always. I have some keynotes for the post qualifying press conference that I did on my mobile phone. And of course, at the end of the video, as always, I'm gonna leave and to wait your comments about the press conference, and of course what happened at qualifying. Of course, we're going to start with our pole sitter Lando Norris, who put together a phenomenal final Q3 lap for McLaren. The overall mood was a mix of intense relief and satisfaction. Norris highlighted how the resource track conditions became as asphalt temperatures climbed throughout the afternoon, making rear balance exceptionally tricky through the tight winding middle sector. However, he noted that the small setup adjustment made prior to qualifying gave the car incredible responsiveness through turns 4 and turn 11. Looking ahead to tomorrow, Norris emphasized that while starting from the pole at the Hungarian gives him the best possible vantage point, victory will ultimately depend on managing thermal tire degradation and nailing the launch of the line into the turn 1. And of course, Lewis Hamilton, who secured an impressive second place on the grid for the Ferrari. There was genuine optimism about the car's underlying pace. Hamilton shared that finding the sweet spot on the soft tires during the Q3 recovery at extreme precision, noting a teeny snap of oversteer at a turn 12 that cost him a fraction of a second. Nevertheless, he expressed strong confidence in Ferrari's long-run race pace gathered during Friday practice. Starting alongside Norris on the front row gives him a prime opportunity, and Hamilton pointed out that launching of the clean side of the track will be crucial when the red lights go out. And of course, we had the Charles Leclerc reflected on a hard both session that looked in a strong double podium. Great position for Ferrari. Leclerc mentioned that shifting wind gust made the consistency on single lap runs and moving target throughout Q1 and Q2, but his final Q3 push came together when it counted most. Handling in the Sunday's Grand Prix, Leclerc's strategy is clear. Maintain a relentless pressure on the two top into the opening brake zone and leverage pit stop undercut opportunities around the circuit where the track position is famously king. Across the all driver, the message was unanimous. Managing tire surface overheating across a single fly lap was deciding factor today, but holding track position around this tight Budapest circuit will be the ultimate key to taking victory for the tomorrow. Those were the main key topics about the press conference today. And of course, after a couple of minutes, we are going to have also the driver interviews video in our channel. Until that video, just don't forget to like this video, to comment it, and to subscribe to the channel.